Kathleen Johnson, clerk, would you please call the roll?
Mayor Poynton,
Here.
Trustee Baradwaj. Here. Trustee Marks.
Here.
Trustee Riley.
Here.
Trustee Spagone.
Present.
Trustee Chagru.
Here.
Trustee Weider.
Present.
Okay, we have a full house. Would you please stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is public comment. Public comment is an opportunity for residents to comment briefly on matters included on the agenda and otherwise of interest to the Board of Trustees. Public comment is limited to 30 minutes in total or 5 minutes per speaker. When you step to the podium, and for the record, please identify yourself with your name and address. Please speak clearly and distinctly into the microphone and address your comments to the board. We will take public comments from the sign-in sheet in the order in which folks signed in. First one, we have two people, Jacob Detart. Jake,
Yep.
you're on the agenda. You don't have to sign in right now, unless you
I'll
want to.
just speak with him. Okay.
Yeah, you're with him.
Okay.
Okay. Greg Sykut? Greg, did I say that right?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
I'm gonna go first. A little bit of under pressure, but thank you for
No
allowing me the
pressure.
opportunity to speak. I'd like to state my opposition for the proposed. I'm sorry, Greg Sigwood, 15 Pine Avenue. I'd like to state my opposition for the proposed car wash on Ela Road. And it really boils down to two main things, and it's quality of life for the residents directly across from the proposed site. In the near 20 years we've lived there, there's probably been not once that I wish there was a car wash nearby, and if there was, there's already one on Rand. And in several car washes within 5 mile, 10-mile radius. And they all have one thing in common. They're not directly across a residential area. And looking at the plans or the proposal, it looks like it's a quite significant structure. I imagine there's gonna be a lot of noise from the dryers, the vacuums, and it's not something that I would prefer to have across the street. And if you look at the car washes in Washworks in Barrington, the one in Palatine on, I believe, Hicks, or any car washes nearby, they're not anywhere in the residential areas or really directly in front of people's homes. The other one, it's a really a big one, is the traffic it's going to bring. I know that they have a proposed peak hours, but we all know how car washes work, that first 40-degree day after winter or, first warm air, the car washes are packed. They spill out, they block traffic. We've seen that with the coffee place on Rand. We've seen it at Starbucks. They spill out on Rand. They spill out everywhere. This traffic is already bad as it is on Eli in peak hours. It is almost impossible to turn southbound off of those two streets. The neighborhoods only spill out into Ela. So to add traffic and congestion onto that, in that little area where Jewel comes out, the two streets come out, and then now potentially have cars blocking traffic to try to get into the car wash, because I expect that it's going to get backed up. And if there's a left turn lane into Jewel, if people are trying to turn when there's no place to go, it's going to be a nightmare. It's a safety hazard. The bus stop is for kids over there. So in the afternoon, there's going to be a safety hazard and a safety issue, I would expect. And then again, those two streets only can turn into Ela. And I don't know what the other street is, but they don't even have a way to go around. They have to turn into Ela to get out. If it goes into Ela, if it cannot go into Rand as like a right in, right out, it's going to be nearly impossible for the people to get out over there. And it's already as bad. Again, if you go there during rush hour, you can't turn southbound from 22 because there's the train tracks, there's the lights, they're very, very short. People turning southbound from 22 into Ela can't even turn, and they're waiting 1 or 2 lights to get into. So to add more traffic right in, right out. It's just, again, it's going to be impossible. It's going to put a lot of stress on that one little street. So thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak.
Okay, thank you. So that's the end of the people who signed up, and I'll give you one more chance if anybody else wants to talk. Nobody? Okay. We'll close public comment for the night and move on to the president's report. A couple things on the president's report. The first thing is that I would like to announce that the Village of Lake Zurich has been recognized as a 2025 Tree City USA Community by the Arbor Day Foundation and has also received a Growth Award for going above and beyond in our commitment to sustainable community forest and canopy management. This recognition reflects the village's continued investment in protecting and enhancing our urban forest. I would like to thank our Public Works staff, Village Board members, Tree Commission members, community partners, and residents for helping maintain the tree canopy and enhancing the environmental health of our community. I think this is an award that we heartily earned with the activities that we've done as a board and as a staff and as a community, especially since emerald ash borer has been now eradicated in our community. So, Mike, anything to add to that?
Yeah,
Mike Brown, Public Works.
I agree with everything you say, Mayor. I mean, for the last, say, 12, 15 years, we averaged, our annual spending is about $170,000 in tree, forestry maintenance. And this year alone, we have $320,000 set aside for maintenance, tree care, consultants for contractual efforts. So we take it seriously here in Lake Zurich. We're proud of it.
We often get are noted for being stewards of the taxpayers' money here. We're also stewards of the canopy and the urban forest, and I think that all of us do a great job, and we'll continue to do a great job with that. So, thank you, and thanks to the Tree City Foundation. So, next on the agenda, I have Laura Morgan, also known as Captain Morgan.
Correct.
She's not Captain Morgan, but she's Laura
My dad,
Morgan.
that was my father. I have to earn it.
The ISAWWA, and
Correct.
it's all yours.
I can actually start off by saying Laura Morgan, Cormore Drive, because I am a resident here of Lake Zurich, and we got a lovely red maple right in front of our house, thanks to the village. So thank you, Mike and staff. It's beautiful and doing very well. Not only is Lake Zurich a steward of trees and the canopy and conservation, but also of water and safe and sustainable water, which is why I'm here today, not only as a resident, but also as a staff member of the Illinois Section American Water Works Association. I would like to congratulate you and your community on being recognized as a first-time Water Ambassador City. ISAWWA is dedicated to advancing safe and sustainable water through education, training, and professional resources. The Water Ambassador program was established to help communities strengthen public understanding of the water industry and the important role local water systems play in protecting public health and quality of life. The program encourages utilities to proactively share information and engage with residents through educational outreach, which LZ has certainly done. Participating communities use a variety of communication methods, including website posts, social media posts, bill inserts, and I know that Mr. Brown and his staff have helped me at student outreach events also. As a first time this year, Water Ambassador, your community joins a growing network of utilities that are committed not only to delivering safe and sustainable water, but also educating and connecting with the people that they serve, which is very important as we start our journey to receive Lake Michigan water, which is very exciting. We commend your leadership, your staff, and your commitment to keeping residents informed and engaged. Thank you for the essential work you do every day to protect public health and ensure a reliable, sustainable water future for LZ. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. This award recognizes our village's ongoing commitment and efforts to elevate public awareness, education, and community engagement surrounding the value of safe and reliable water service. And I'd just like to thank our public works staff, of which Mike Brown is the leader, and the village board for their commitment and dedication to serving our residents with top-notch drinking water. So, Mike, anything you want to add?
Thank you, Mayor. This one, this Pub Ed program was a new program that Laura and I talked about maybe about a year and a half, 2 years ago. And we thought be a great opportunity with us going through the Lake Michigan Water Project to enhance our Pub Ed with this program. So we're happy to be a part of it and for many, many years to come.
Okay, thank you.
And you're the first CLC community to win this award.
The first CLC Jawa community.
Jawa, sorry. CLC
Is that
Jawa.
right?
Correct.
Okay, that's a feather in our cap.
That is a feather in our cap.
We're spending enough money with them, it should be, right?
Do you want to do a quick photo?
Presentation and
Yeah.
picture, if you would, please. Yeah.
To your right by one step. Right? To my right? Yes.
Oh, wait, which people?
That's perfect. Great. You just did it.
This is where I started.
Logo is in the back. Got it. Perfect, thank you. All right.
Extra sign, good, 2 signs.
Okay, last thing on the president's report. I just wanted to make the community aware of an article that was in the Daily Herald a couple days ago. And I'm just going to give you the highlighted parts of the article. It was posted May 28th in the Daily Herald. Owners of electric bikes, scooters, and other modes of transportation could soon be subject to new regulation under a bill moving forward in the state capitol. Senate Bill 3336 would establish regulations on micromobility transportation such as e-bikes and e-scooters. They include age requirements, speed limits, and rules on where they can be operated. The bill was approved by the House 80-30 on this past Wednesday and awaits a concurrence vote in the Senate where it passed unanimously in April. The bill is an initiative of Secretary of State Alexei Giannoulis. The state already has some regulations for low-speed electric bikes and scooters, but the bill would create new standards for high-speed electric bikes and scooters, electric motorbikes, and electric unicycles and skateboards. Low-speed e-bikes are already regulated by the state, but the bill would create 3 new tiers that govern how old a person must be to drive them. So this was in last Wednesday's Daily Herald, and I just wanted to make the community aware that summertime, I see a lot of these e-bikes and scooters. I saw an adult on one going faster than the cars on the street. So somebody's going to get killed one of these days with the way these kids and people are on these bikes are darting in and out of traffic and riding along with the cars. So makes your job a little tougher, Chief. So the state legislator is trying to do something about it. So Okay, that's it for the president's report. We move on to the consent agenda. The consent agenda titles will be read by the village clerk and approved by a single roll call vote. Any item may be pulled from the consent agenda for discussion, comment, or separate vote by any member of the board. Clerk Johnson, would you please read the titles?
Approval of the minutes from the Village Board meeting of May 18th, 2026. 6B, approval of executive session minutes from the meeting of May 4th, 2026. 6C, approval of the semi-monthly warrant register dated May 26, 2026, totaling $1,663,280.19.
Okay, any board questions or oops, what?
Still one more bit. Bonnie needs this. 6D, approval of reservation request for Paulus Park Pavilions.
Am I done?
You are done.
Okay,
And
are
I
there
am
any
done.
board questions or discussion desired on any item, or would anyone like to have any item pulled for a separate vote? Anybody? Nope. Okay, then may I have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda as presented? First, the motion, please.
So moved, Marks.
Marks, and a second?
Second. Bardwaj.
Sue?
Yes.
Okay. Kathleen, please call the roll.
Aye.
Trustee Baradwash.
Aye.
Trustee Marks.
Aye.
Trustee Riley.
Aye.
Trustee Spagone.
Aye.
Trustee Shagru.
Aye.
Trustee Wider.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, thank you. Consent agenda passes. We now move on to new business. Item 7A, please. Trustee Spacone.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have item 7A, an ordinance approving an amendment to the intergovernmental agreement between CLC Jawa and the Village of Lake Zurich, assigned ordinance number 2026-06-663. In summary, following approval by the Village Board on February 17th of 2026 of the intergovernmental agreement between the Central Lake County Joint Action Water Agency, CLC Jawa, try saying that 5 times real fast, and the Village of Lake Zurich for the Regional Water Project, the Illinois EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, requested additional language be added to satisfy State Revolving Fund SRF loan requirements. The proposed amendment adds provisions related to property acquisition authority, SRF loan repayment obligations, and project funding responsibilities, and also adds 6 parcels identified as potential easement locations for the project. The proposed amendments have been reviewed and recommended by Village and Project Legal Counsel.
Okay, thank you. Mike? It's your night.
Yes, it is. Thank you. So if all goes well, this will be the final revision that'll come through the IEPA before a loan is issued here at the end of June or early July. This is for the first phase of the projects, which would be the pump station here at Oakwood Road, as well as the internal improvements to the Village of Lake Zurich. We took the opportunity, as the IEPA requested this language to be added, we also took the opportunity to add 6 parcels that we identified for potential easement acquisition properties. If the board approves this evening, then we would submit everything back to the IEPA for the loan to go through.
Okay. Board comments, anybody? No? Okay, Mark?
All right, then I'd like to make a motion to approve ordinance number 2026-06-663, approving the amendment to the intergovernmental agreement between the Central Lake County Joint Action Water Agency and the Village of Lake Zurich.
Second, please.
Second, Riley.
Okay, Kathleen, please call the roll.
Trustee Marks.
Aye.
Trustee Riley.
Aye.
Trustee Spacone.
Aye.
Trustee Shagru.
Aye.
Trustee Wider.
Aye.
Trustee Baradwaj.
Aye.
Okay, we got it. Next item, 7B, Trustee Marks.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Item 7B, ordinance approving a zoning map amendment and a final plat for the 3 Acorns subdivision, a re-subdivision of lots 3 and 4 of the Zurich Oaks subdivision, assigned ordinance #2026-06-664. In summary, the applicant, Mr. Jan Jazwiak, is requesting approval of an ordinance to rezone and re-subdivide 2 vacant lots in the Lake Zurich Oaks subdivision into 3 buildable lots. The property would be rezoned from R4 residential, which requires a maximum lot size of 15,000 square feet, to R5 residential, which allows a minimum lot size of 10,000 square feet. With the rezoning to R5, the 2 existing lots would be reconfigured into 2 10,000 square foot lots addressed as 20 and 30 Misha Court and 1 12,000 square foot lot at 110 Robertson Avenue. The proposed lots all conform to the minimum lot size, dimensions, setback, and site coverage requirements, with public utility and drainage easements proposed along all lot lines. The re-subdivision will enable the construction of 3 new single-family homes that will be compatible with the single-family character of the surrounding residential neighborhood. The Planning and Zoning Commission conducted a public hearing on the rezoning petition at their April 15th, 2026 meeting, at which they unanimously recommended approval of the rezoning and final plat petitions.
Okay, I got a letter late tonight, this evening at 4:54, from Paul Waspy of 108 Robertson Road. 108 Robertson Road is contiguous to the property being discussed. If you'd just wait for a second, I want to read the letter so that if there's anything in here that's in your presentation, you could answer as you go along, okay? It says, I am the owner of 108 Robertson Road, which is contiguous to the property being discussed at this evening's board meeting listed as item 7B. There are currently 2 existing lots fronting on Misha Court. Both are 90 feet by 180 feet. Mr. Joswiak is proposing to divide these 2 lots into 3 lots, with the new lot fronting on Robertson Road. The present 2-lot layout would save numerous large oak trees because the trees would be in the back of these deep lots. If the proposed 3rd lot is approved, most, if not all of the existing trees would be removed because of the narrow 66-foot width. Enough trees have been destroyed from this once beautiful property. He says, please let me know that you received this correspondence, which I did. So, John, Jake, podium is yours.
My name is John Joswiak. I'm living in Lake Zurich, 30 Briarwood. And speaking to that Paul respond, Paul, yes, he's the my neighbor, basically Debbie neighbor, he's just a resident with her. And we divided that 2 lots to meet, all 3 lots meet requirements. And we're speaking with that trees, 1 tree, we're talking cover with Sean today on the property. They have to be trimmed branches, because that's go this way, the basically that branches eventually with the storm gonna broke down, so that was suggestion for the future, trim it, and that tree is gonna stay there. So that's statement what we got for today, with the professional. I'm the builder, I'm not, so that's the way. So basically, the 3 lots, what we do to make it smaller lots, because these days we have higher taxes. Everybody like to have a smaller homes. We just have to build that homes between 2,500 to 3,000 square feet, independent how the design of that's going to be 26, 27, but that's the window what we're looking for, So to make sure that would be perfect for a young family. And with that location, we got a beautiful walk around the lake. We got a beautiful downtown, and we just like to have a young family. Young family never going to support the big homes over $1 million, but the young family going to support it. Houses like 600,000, because that's the way that these days go. Time change where we built before, and time change to now. I know we're building the bigger homes, but that's the way that's hard to sell, and we have to find good, great people, to purchase. So that's the reason why we like to have that rezone and bring in 3 happy families.
So, Mr. Joseph, do you have, you presented this at the Planning and Zoning Commission. Do you have a presentation so that we can see what the product might look like at this point?
Well, we have the whole presentation on before, but I don't have it today because I was feel like that Kathleen's gonna be here and she handled that,
Okay.
And we got everything on that screen on TV.
Okay.
And because that's everything was set up, and I don't know how to get them now.
Okay, cool. Well, then, can you tell us a little bit about the homes that you're gonna build? What kind of materials, what they might look like?
Yes. Well, materials we're gonna be basically doing between brick and siding, and the home's gonna be 2-story homes with a 2-car garage, and I wish we have that pictures here, That's really nice homes, and I know I can say that, because you can see, but 2-car garage, we're gonna try to make it 4 bedrooms. Just a standard, nice, typical homes for these days.
Okay, well, we have to vote on whether or not to approve a zoning map amendment. So I'm gonna open this up to the board and ask them if they have any questions regarding the project.
Okay.
So, anybody got anything?
Not necessarily questions, but I watched the PZC. There's still enough information, from a zoning perspective, still within the packet today. That usually one thing I looked at, I was on PZC for 8 years, is the green, right? Staff is the professionals here, they're the experts. In terms of meeting our requirements, you were all green. I'm very familiar with this property. I walk around the lake, have probably the last 8 years on a regular basis. So Robertson Road, I'm always cutting across and walking through. Always thought it was a beautiful piece of property that needed to be developed. So I like the plan. So just from a perspective from not anything questioning or additional to add, but just adding a little bit more context around, some other opinions or views.
Okay. Jake?
Since we're talking about Tree City and trees are salient these days, can you just, based on what you said, it kind of sounds like the assertion that the loss of trees that the gentleman proposed in the email, that might not be the case. Can you just affirm that that's the case? That these lots are subdivided into 3 separate lots, there won't be a huge tranche of tree loss.
Mm-hmm. So, the question.
Can you just confirm that based on what you said at the outset, this development, there won't be a huge loss of trees?
No, because that's, like I say, we discussed that, and basically just a trim it, save it, and that's the way the statements come, from the professional people today, and we're good, and also we always doing beautiful landscaping, even if you're driving. We're working right now on a Lake Zurich Sunset subdivision. Every house was landscaped beautifully, but our landscaper. If you're going already, in different subdivision where we built, Whispering Creek subdivision, that's just walking paths and everything, full trees, and that's every tree we planted, And if you even drive by and see Lake Zurich pines, just with a cul-de-sac, that trees, right now just so green, and every tree we planted. So basically, we planted a lot of trees with the new construction, and that's the way the really nice grow and make a beautiful beauty, and our customers very happy, and we happy, because even if I'm driving today, like after church, have a little time, drive around, I really so happy because they grow so nice.
Appreciate it, thank you.
Anybody? No? Down here?
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for thinking about becoming more affordable and building more affordable housing in the community.
Yes.
And trying to avoid the $1 million price tag that's out there. I know it's been a hot topic of conversation around the community, around affordability and trying to make sure that Lake Zurich stays affordable. And we've had some meaningful discussions here over the last several years about what that might look like. So I appreciate going to the smaller, I can appreciate going to the smaller size lot and building a smaller, more affordable home on those lots rather than continuing to build large $1 million plus properties near the lake that are unapproachable for most people.
That's
So thank you for taking that into consideration through this process.
Thank you.
Anybody else down there? No? Okay. I too watched the PCC meeting, so, but the next time, just bring us a little bit of a presentation
Yeah,
so
I
that
was-
even though you presented at the PCC, you know, we not, all may not have had the chance to see it, so. But I can attest to the fact that you do build a quality project. I will warn you, though, that as you move through the process, the forgiveness jar is empty.
Well, we're going to start to fill it up.
Well, you don't want to fill it up. You don't want that up. Based on some of the developments that have come forward, you know, the philosophy of doing it and then asking forgiveness doesn't fly anymore. And so just
I
follow.
got the supporter here, so
No,
they're going to watch me.
okay, and that's appreciated, so Jake, remember that. So whatever we're a little shorthanded at the staff right now, but our new community service, our acting community services director will be more than happy to take care of you and direct you accordingly. So, are you paying attention? This is the acting community services director.
Yeah, thank you.
So, huh? Yeah, he's listening, so, okay. Okay, nothing else? So I just want to make something clear. You're not going to be cutting down any trees along that backside, but you will be trimming them.
Yes.
Okay, okay. Okay, Jake?
All right, back to me. I'd like to hear a motion to approve ordinance hashtag 2026-06-664, approving a zoning map amendment and a final plat for the 3 Acorn subdivision, a re-subdivision of lots 3 and 4 of the Lake Zurich Oaks subdivision.
So moved, Riley.
Second, Shagru.
Kathleen, please call the roll.
Trustee Riley,
Aye.
trustee Spacone,
Aye.
trustee Shagru,
Aye.
trustee Wider,
Aye.
trustee Baradwaj,
Aye.
trustee Marks.
Aye.
Okay,
Motion carries.
good luck.
you.
Happy building.
Thank you. Thank you,
Looking forward
Mayor.
to seeing
Thank you,
another
the
quality
board.
project.
Thank you, the village staff. Thank you.
Thanks,
Good,
Jake.
good.
Thanks, John. Okay, next item, we have a courtesy review for a proposed card wash. Trustee Marks again.
All right, here I go. Item C, courtesy review of proposed car wash development at 575 and 585-593 Ela Road. In summary, the applicant Dream Clean is requesting a courtesy review for a proposed car wash development at 575 and 585-593 Ela Road. Dream Clean is currently under contract for the property and believes the site location, surrounding uses, and area demographics are well suited for the proposed use. Dream Clean is a regional car wash operator with 8 existing facilities and several additional locations currently under construction, permitting, or pursuing entitlements throughout northern Illinois. The purpose of this review is to introduce the proposed concept to the village board and obtain preliminary feedback and direction regarding the proposed use and operation at this location. The proposed building will be approximately 5,000 square feet in size with off-street parking, which will include 5 dedicated spaces, 4 regular, 1 handicap accessible, as well as 20 vacuum stalls. The hours of operation will be 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., 7 days per week. It is anticipated that the peak hours of operations will be weekdays around lunchtime and then again from 4 p.m. to 5:30 p.m., while weekends are expected to be evenly distributed throughout the day.
Okay, Dream,
That's us.
you're up.
Good evening. My name is Craig Crandall with the law firm of Zukowski, Rogers, Flood, and McCardle from Crystal Lake. Here on behalf of our client, Dream Clean, also have with me this evening Mitch Zavoduk, Director of Real Estate for Dream Clean. Thank you for allowing us to be here this evening. We've been working on this project for some time, working with the owner to get under contract. As indicated in your packet, we received consent from the owner in order to be here this evening. I believe someone had come before previously and didn't get that consent. Want to make sure we followed that. Met with staff or talked with staff about some things. We have a really brief presentation, a little bit about Dream Clean that was indicated in our in the report that was filed along with a site plan. Here this evening, you'll get some general direction, what the appetite is for a car wash on the site or generally, and if we get someone that says, hey, looks like makes sense. The individual who spoke brought up really the most important issues. Not our first rodeo when it comes to development. We've done car washes all across northern Illinois, and the issues raised are the most important issues. If you give us direction that it makes sense to go ahead, it will include, we have to do a full traffic study as well as the sound study. During those times, we can get specific input and give that. We don't have that this evening. We haven't yet engaged. We have some input, some preliminary input from the traffic engineer that we generally work with, KLOA, indicating that it appears that this site could work, but without specific traffic generation, all that, we don't really know. And certainly if we're going to move ahead, would understand that would be a criteria that would be presented to zoning and planning as well as if we came back to you. So we're here at a high level. We know we're not here for a vote. We are here to get some general direction, make sure to see what you guys have. Fantastic. Usually getting the slides across is usually one of the challenges when we hear. As indicated, Dream Clean is a regional express car wash operator. We currently have 9 that are in operation, expanding our portfolio generally here in northern Illinois, and we were putting a number of those together. Again, this is a redevelopment of the existing site, and we're excited about this location. It's got a high traffic count, good retail base around it. The designs that we show here this evening are our newest prototypes. We developed them last year and what we're using generally in the municipalities where we have been approved, subject to what your criteria may be. As indicated on the slide, we'll have 8 to 12 employees and generally looking to hire locals for that. This is what a Dream Clean car wash looks like. These are the colors that we, These are the colors that we use. Again, in some municipalities they don't like the blue, but this is one that we're very proud of, and this is what the car wash would look like, and we have a number of those in and around the area. This is just the elevation itself. That was a rendering. This is the elevation front and back as we would be looking to propose again for this site and what we're using in and around the northern Illinois area. This is our site plan. As it's indicated, it's about a 150-foot tunnel as identified in our materials, about 5,000 square feet. Shows the general traffic pattern that we have here. And actually, I'm going to bring up Mitch, and he can give you a little bit about the operation and how the site works. As I indicated, traffic is really important. We understand we don't want to be spilling out. We want to make sure that we have enough stacking. Mitch will give you a little bit about how the business runs and what happens when it's really, really busy at a car wash.
Thank you, and thanks for taking the time today to listen to us. So, as you can see in this diagram, there would be only the northern, or excuse me, the eastern exit, because this is kind of, oh no, that is northern exit. Entrance would be enter only, and this one would be exit only. So that helps in terms of the traffic flow. That's the first thing I just wanted to make sure I pointed out.
Just your name and address for the record. Before
Oh, sure. My name's Mitch Zavoduk. I'm the Director of Development for Dream Clean Car Wash. I live at 2844 Floral Drive in Northbrook, and thanks for having me.
You got a little pointer you can, if you want.
Oh, fantastic.
The top button.
Great. Like that? Oh, look at that. Okay, so this would be enter only, and this would be exit only. So that helps quite a bit with the traffic flow. As you can see with the stacking here, I didn't list, we didn't put every car that could be, but if you were to put all the cars that can actually stack in there, we've got like 36 cars that we could stack on site on the car wash. So really, having some of the car washes that might have seen that do back up onto the street. In fact, we have one of them ourselves in our portfolio, and that's because we can only stack about 12 cars there. And this site, what's one of the major attractions for us is it's a plethora of stacking for us that we think that we will always have plenty of room on site for the cars to stack on the property. The other thing that I wanted to point out in terms of hours of operation and busy times, one of the things we can do if it were to get really busy is we can increase the speed of the car wash itself and increase the throughput without disturbing the wash quality, and we can speed up the process and get more cars through that time. Another thing that we do during busy times is the site manager would assign one of the employees to actually get out there and manage the traffic and make sure that traffic is moving and not maybe even tell some folks to not come right now because it's a little bit busy. And that's another thing that we've found that the traffic consultant would tell you, and it's not that we're sort of we look at ourselves as an errand that you would do on your way to do something else. Not a lot of people wake up and say, okay, I'm just going to go to the car wash and come home. It's, I'm going to get some groceries, I'm going to do some of the things, and it's right next to where the car wash is. So they divert from their existing trip to get their car washed, but it's not adding to the number of cars that are already on the road. They just happen to be doing other errands and adding this to it. So that's one of the things that we've found with car washes. And another thing too is that if people see that the car wash is busy, they just simply drive past it and will come back another day or in a couple hours. We seldom see it be a real problem with a lot of stacking where we have any traffic backup. That's really the best I could give you in terms of the traffic. In terms of the sound that the gentleman brought up, that is something that we're very aware of. As Craig said, we always get, in addition to a traffic study, we get a sound study every time we come into a new community. So that would show you a sound map, and it will actually go out there and we'll measure the ambient sound that is generated by traffic and other sounds in the area. And a lot of times we'll find that the car wash sound that we've measured in other car washes, and we can overlay that onto what the ambient sound is measured over a 24-hour period. And a lot of times you'll find that the car wash does not even exceed the ambient sound, especially on roads as busy as Rand Road with trucks going by. There's going to be a lot more noise from that than there is from the car wash. But we will prove that out when it comes to that. And also we have sound mitigation techniques that we can use, sound walls that we can put up to direct the sound in a certain area. If it's coming out, it sort of spreads out when it goes, and if we put a wall on one side, it can be directed towards, it bounces off that wall and goes in a different area, and our sound engineer can help construct a sound mitigation, also with certain landscaping and fencing that we could do. There's other ways that we could do sound mitigation techniques. Yeah, well, and as Chris said, we have high-speed roll-up doors too. So one of the sources of the sound is the blowers that you get at the exit of the car wash or at the entrance of the car wash. Our washes are state-of-the-art, brand new, and they have, as you drive up to it, there's a high-speed roll-up door that rolls up real quick. You drive in, and then it rolls down behind you. Same when you exit the car wash. So the idea being that it's done drying, it opens real quick, you go out, it closes, and then the next car goes through the dryer. So, and with the vacuums too, we have variable speed drives on our vacuums so that they're not running full bore every time someone turns on one vacuum. They only adjust to the speed as to the demand from the number of customers using the vacuums. So a lot of techniques that we have that we've learned and that we can employ to manage traffic and sound, which are clearly the two biggest concerns.
Can you describe the exterior a little bit better than what we're looking at here? It looks like I see the cars coming in, I see them stacking. Are those vacuum spots, in those?
Oop, wrong button. Yeah, so.
So describe the business. Is it a?
So the business model is the vacuums are free. Anybody can use our vacuums, whether or not they use our car wash or not. So our idea is that if you use the vacuums a couple times, you might say, hey, you know, on the third time, it's time for me to get my car washed. They'll realize how good our wash is, and we'll earn a customer that way. But all of our vacuums are free, no requirement to use the wash. When you come in on that top drive, you can either enter into the wash, come straight around and exit back out, or when you exit, you can turn up and go into the vac stalls and vacuum your car. We have an express model where we don't, nobody is getting into your car when you come into our wash. You stay in your own car, you go through a pay station right there that is, not so good at that. The pay station is automated. We will have one attendant there, and then you go through the tunnel, and if you want to vacuum your cars, it's a self-vacuum. It's the vacuums, they're really nice. They have the vacuums with the blowers that you can blow out the dust and then vacuum the dust. Nice garbage cans, mat racks, so that you can, you know, put your racks, your mats up there and clean them. So we like to think that it has all the amenities that are needed, and that's the business model, really.
So can you tell us what's around it? So what's on the top screen? Is that the Jewel parking lot there?
Yeah.
And the opposite underneath is
This
that?
is Jewel right up here.
Okay.
This is the Jewel parking lot. We don't have any sort of an agreement right now with Jewel, but if we are allowed to go forward, I will be talking to the owners of the Jewel to see if possibly we could get an emergency breakout lane, so that if there is some traffic and people want to, you know, bail on the car wash, or if the traffic's there, that they can exit up into the Jewel parking lot, and that would be a big reliever of traffic, although I can't promise that that's going to be done. It'll have to be a negotiation between us and Jewel. As they're coming around, here's the attendant booth. This, right down here is the Casey's gas station. So we're behind Casey's, and Jewel is right about there in terms of the location.
Does this remove the Trek bicycle store?
Yes, this is.
So the bike stores would be gone at that point. It's going to take both of those buildings up.
Yes, we will.
Okay.
Yeah, we will tear down both those buildings and to develop our site. Yes.
Tom, can I ask questions?
Yes.
Okay. Number one, you guys are aware of where we're going with our water fees
Yes.
and our costs for water.
Yes.
I'd hate for you to open up and then 5 years in realize it's not a sustainable business model because our water costs are are expensive, right?
Yeah,
because of
water
our change.
is a huge part of our business, so we have done the research into that, and we're, you know, quite frankly, right now it would be a bargain. So we're used to the kind of numbers that
Just want to make sure.
that are coming our way. Thank you for that warning.
Just want to make sure
No, I
because
appreciate
I'd
it.
hate for someone to walk in eyes wide open and then miss that important piece. And our residents are feeling the brunt. I know our business community is going to feel the brunt of it as well.
Yeah, and just to let you know, we use state-of-the-art water reclamation system. So we will reclaim probably about 50% of the water that gets used
Yeah.
is either used on the undercarriage or on the rinks for the equipment, and all of that gets recycled and reused for that same purpose. So
Okay.
all the water gets recycled, half of it goes to that. So
I'd be really interested in seeing what this traffic study looks like, Chief. I know that's a hot spot for people trying to get into Jewel and everywhere else and get between 22 and Rand, and I know why it's really attractive for a business to want to have something to have that traffic flow, but I can really appreciate the concern of the amount of traffic that this may generate on Ela Road because it is the main entrance and exit for the business, right?
Yes.
And so that is one thing that I'm really concerned about, and I can appreciate the concern about noise with the sound and things like that, but I think in a larger picture, really people trying to get in and out and it being so close with Casey's there on the corner and trying to turn in and out through that driveway is going to make it tight. And so I think you really need to take a hard look, and we need to take a hard look at what that traffic study would look like for this, because that's going to be, for me, it could be a deal breaker for this whole project because of the volume of traffic going in and out of there.
Thank you. We agree.
We've got a private road that we don't control with the coffee shop that we hear about constantly, and I know it was brought up by the resident, that we hear about constantly. This is a public road that basically traverses, how long is that piece of Ela Road between 22 and 12? It's not that long, and you're talking about connecting two state routes. You're talking about bridging between two state routes that people use a lot to get between.
Yeah, you've got Lake County on Ela in Route 12 there, you've got IDOT, so you've got about 2 blocks on Ela Road there.
That's ours.
Might be
That's
2
not
tenths
ours.
of a
It's not
mile.
even ours.
It's not ours, both roads are,
Might be 1 or 2 tenths of a mile from one to
Right.
the other.
And so I'm really concerned about the traffic impact that's going to happen there, because the traffic impact that's there for low volume business like the bike shop now, and I don't even know if that building is even being used behind it.
It's not.
So there's not a lot there. You're talking about a huge influx of traffic, and like the gentleman said, first 40-degree day in February, people are out there trying to get their cars cleaned, right? And that's going to be one of the hot spots that people are going to want to go to. So I'm really concerned about that part of it more so than anything else. I see 5 parking spots here. Is that for employees?
Yes.
Okay, so they would be parking on site there.
Yeah.
Okay, that was the other main concern that I had, or question that I had. But traffic is my biggest concern with this
Yeah,
project.
and you know, we share that concern as a business model too, and we go into every community, which is, you know, why we employ a traffic study. And, you know, I'll be the first to tell you, if the traffic study comes back and says that this doesn't work, we're not gonna, you know, we don't want to pursue it either.
Okay.
But we did have some preliminary discussions with Louie over at KLOA, and he believes that the railroad is far enough away, the exclusive.
That's the other headache that's part of it, because when
Yeah.
that train's down,
We're aware.
that backs up all the way across
We
down
know.
Ela there. So
Yep.
yeah, there's some significant concerns that
Yeah.
would cause me to have pause over this project. And
It backs up all the way to 22.
That's what I'm saying. Those concerns alone cause me to have a lot of pause about this project in this location. And I don't know if I'd be willing to support going forward just because of that. And short of knowing really what a traffic study would say, and really identifying when those trains are coming through and it stops because it's got to clear tracks further down in Barrington and things like that. These are the realities we live with here, right?
Yeah.
And so those are things that we've got to really pay attention to. So thank you. I'll shut up now.
Go ahead.
William?
I'll give you some feedback. So, look, on the highs and lows. Highs is, one, I think we need another car wash, in my opinion. The few that are in the area, they do often get backed up. To the gentleman's point, everybody goes out the same day. I really like the operational flow and the care that you put into your business, and the fact that you're wanting to invest in Lake Zurich. So all of that I appreciate. Much like Trustee Spicone, I'll be honest with you, I probably even have to vary against one of my rules, which is when empirical data is saying something, you know, try not to vary from that. If a traffic study came back and said it's A-okay, I'm thinking from my daily usage of going to that Jewel, whether it is a train or those peak hours when this business in theory would be busy, I can't even take a left out of there. I end up having to take a right, go down, and then cut across. The Jewel parking lot is used as a cut across, where people cut across the Jewel where the pharmacy is and come out at the back end where Jimmy John's is. So adding that kind of traffic to me would be really hard for me to justify. If you continue to move forward just thinking from an impact to the community, you are only one side of your business is facing residential. I don't know how you would be able to pull it off, but if you were to use the only barrier that you have, which is the building, and you had that up against the road, blocking the noise from the vacuums and everything else going across the street. Again, that's if you decided to move forward, if the traffic study and everything was up to where you were. In my opinion, that would do a lot for the benefiting of the few neighbors that you do have. To the gentleman's point, we do have one car wash that backs up to 2 houses, I think is what it's adjacent to. Outside of that, there's businesses on both sides. It's right up against 12. It would just, and the vacuums and everything are on the other end. So they're entering in where it's not noisy, where those residentials are. You have it where they're exiting. And I know you said it comes down every time where the high blower comes on, but when you're busy, I don't see that door coming down. It's just gonna stay up and cars are gonna keep flowing. So just thinking about the few residents that are around there, trying to benefit that if you were able to adjust your plans.
Thank you.
Sure, and I'll continue to beat the dead horse on traffic, but thank you for your interest in the Village of Lake Zurich, number one, and appreciate the presentation. But I think the only evidence you need to know that this will be a challenge is drive northward on Ela Road at 4:30 or 5 p.m. on a weekday. I commute in that corridor pretty often. That intersection is a nightmare, and that corridor is a relief corridor for people trying to make a left onto Rand Road. So if we were to add friction or volume to that corridor, we're only going to exacerbate what largely is an untenable traffic issue at the Ela and Rand Road intersection. I would just agree with Will's sentiment of my lived experience tells me that like this is going to be a detractor for the residents of Lake Zurich just in terms of navigating the town. And if you're a person like me that has to commute from home, I used to be able to work remotely, so I didn't care as much, but now I have to commute. It adds a huge headache. And if I didn't have the ability to go straight instead of waiting the 5 minutes to make a left onto Rand, my quality of life would go down substantially. So I would just say, traffic study is obviously the due diligence you have to do, but like, if you just get in your car and go up there at 4:30 or 5, that'll tell you what the situation's gonna be like.
Just a quick question. So you've got 9 locations in Northern Illinois, that's correct?
Yes.
Can you tell me which, like, the closest cities to Lake Zurich would be, just out of curiosity?
We have one in Mundelein. We have another one under construction in Mundelein. We have one under construction in Volo. We have one under construction in Round Lake Beach. We have one in Algonquin. I guess that's not that close.
It says there's one at Lake Cook, Greg, in Palatine.
Oh, Palatine, of course. The one that you guys are talking about at Lake Cook and Hicks is ours. That's Lake Cook and Hicks is ours, yeah. In fact, we have 2 in Palatine. We just got another one in Palatine. I forgot about Palatine. Thank you.
Just to be really, really straightforward, I'm having a really hard time visualizing this. I like to think I keep an open mind on almost everything. I don't see it working. Open mind and traffic study. I've been in town a long time. I'm familiar with a lot of what I'll affectionately call the choke points here in the village. I think adding a car wash there creates a traffic problem beyond belief. But that's just my 2 cents. I just want to be upfront and let you know my thoughts. So I appreciate your time, and I do appreciate your interest in the Village Lake Zurich.
Thank you for your opinion.
Roger?
I won't beat a dead horse on a lot of it. What I would recommend if you guys do decide to pursue an overlay of what it would look like, right, the Ela Road, and kind of just plopping it down on an overview map, because that to me, and I think for a lot of us, is really helpful visually. I get what your layout is, and I do like the queue back up. I mean, I'm a lot on Lake Cook Road and looking at the barbecue place across the street where I get my car wash. So I feel you. I think location is key, and I live in that corridor, and I get stopped at that train a lot. I think you've heard it from a lot of us is, if there's a better suitable location, I think it's wanted, just not at that location, unfortunately. So appreciate you guys coming, though.
Okay, anybody else? So, ditto, 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 and there's a Burger King right next door with the drive-through, which we forgot about, so. The purpose of this courtesy review is to introduce your proposal to the village board and obtain preliminary feedback. and direction regarding the proposed use and operation at this location. Having heard the board's comments, it's up to you to decide whether or not to move forward, but regardless, thank you for your consideration to bring this business to Lake Zurich. I've been forwarded, I'm not on social media very deeply, but I've been forwarded comments, and they kind of hit the gamut of, yeah, we need another car wash. Although I did get a note from the owner of the other car wash who advised me that this wasn't liked by them, which is not to be unexpected. So, so I guess that's it. We have no more questions for you. Again, thanks for bringing this forward.
Great. I guess my only, again, thank you all. So I just you've got a first of all, thank you all for your comments. And I just want to make sure that when we go back and we talk to everybody else, traffic is the issue. The use itself, you guys are okay with. I'm not hearing, we don't have any objection to the use. It's really, can you make it work? Some of you are saying there's no chance it's going to make it work. I get that. I just want to make sure that we don't miss something. If we do say, hey, we go ahead with our traffic study gives us the results we want, understanding as identified by Mr. Marks, hey, that's great, but I live this. So your expert can tell me whatever you want. I know what it is. But traffic is our issue.
That, and
Not for me.
Okay.
Traffic is the main issue, obviously, but I know where that site is. And it looks to me as if you're shoehorning that car wash into that spot. And I don't know how that is going to be comfortable for anybody over there, so. Yeah, yeah.
And I think in any development, we're always wanting to know what is the impact of the neighboring residents, right?
Oh, certainly.
So making that also a part of the conversation of like, hey, we deliberately chose this model or this layout because we knew it'd reduce the impact of the neighbors, right? So not saying you weren't thinking about that, but it wasn't part of any part of the presentation, and just be honest with you, from the model, it doesn't look that way.
All right. Very good. Again, thank you all. Have a good rest of your evening.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Mitch, did you sign in, please? Would you mind please signing in?
He doesn't have to sign in.
No. Oh, it's that, oh,
He's
it's
part of the
there.
petitioner.
Okay. Somebody can give me his, okay. Give me, that's it.
Okay, thanks. Okay, so that's the end of our new business. We move on to trustee reports. Any trustee reports or stray comments tonight from anybody? No? Village staff reports. Ray, anything?
No, sir.
Okay. Then that will be the end of our regular business tonight. We will be adjourning to executive session for the purpose of 5 ILCS 120/2C21, review of executive session minutes. 5 ILCS 120/2C5, purchase or lease of real property. 5 ILCS 120/2C6, setting of price for sale or lease of real property. And 5 ILCS 120/2C11, probable or imminent litigation. There will be no voting action or board business discussed after closed session. The adjournment of executive session will be the final adjournment and the end of the meeting. So may I have a motion and a second to adjourn tonight's regular meeting to executive session? Motion, please, first.
So move, Shagru.
Second, Spacone.
Kathleen, please call the roll.
Trustee Spacone?
Aye.
Trustee Shagru?
Aye.
Trustee Wider?
Aye.
Trustee Baradwash?
Aye.
Trustee Marks?
Aye.
Trustee Riley?
Aye.
Motion carries.